As many of you know, I just returned from a trip, a very short trip, where we were doing training for a very large organization. And one of the questions that was asked was this: how do we get to that silence that you talk so much about? That silence, that pause that we need to, or that as we are listening, or as we are having a conversation with someone, as we are receiving feedback or just getting information, how do we create that pause, that space between the stimulus and the response, or the stimulus and reaction if it is very short? And so I opened the question to the large group, and many answers came up. One of the answers was, we learned how to get to that silence that is actually within us by meditating. We learn how to focus. And one that I really like and I like to share with all of you is the breath. To breathe. Because in the moment that we take that breath, that we actually take the time to stop and breathe, that moment we get more oxygen in our brain. We have the time to recap. We have the time, give time to others to assimilate the information, to reflect, to pause. And within that silence, that time, we can actually imagine what we would like to have as a result. And there was one great example that was actually shared by one of the ladies as the participant. She talked about how, as many of you probably know, the Japanese are the best negotiators. And the reason why is because they naturally use silence very well. But she was talking about a story between the American and Chinese. As you know, Chinese and Japanese are different, but they are Oriental. So let's take this example as she shared it. She said that when Americans go and negotiate with the Chinese, the American is giving results saying, okay, so I'll give you, this costs, let's say, $50. And the Chinese says, And he says, and of course the American wants results, wants answers quickly, and he's a little concerned about the silence, so he goes, okay, what about 40? Chinese continues, and maybe it is that he doesn't know the English language. That's one other reason why he's not answering. But the American wanting to have answers quickly says, well, okay, what about 30? And what about 20? Well, the moral of the story is that because in the Orient, I'm going to go back to the Japanese, because they use the silence so well versus Americans wanting to have answers fairly quickly and results, the Japanese always win. Because while they're waiting, while the American cannot wait, the silence, the Japanese are getting the price reduced. Is it valuable to use silence or pausing in our conversations? Yes, it is. There are many, many benefits, and we'll expand on this later on. Bye for now.